everybody and welcome! My name is HUZZAH and we are playing Civ 6 today because in my absence from this game, a bunch of very cool mods have been added to the workshop and some of them seemed so good I couldn't help but revisit the game and have a go. This playthrough will be all about one particular mod. Let me show you what it is. So we're going to go in and we're going to choose somebody we like the look of. You know how much I like Spain. I fancy a game of Spain. We'll go Deity, Archipelago, standard size map, and we're going to play in cities and towns mode. Now, this is one of the many mods that was created in the 9th modder pass. History is built in layers. If you hadn't guessed, a lot of mods that were generally made to try and replicate Civ 7 mechanics within Civilization 6. And there was a whole bunch of cool leaders and diplomats and other bits and pieces, but this is the one that caught my attention. Cities and towns mode, a game mode that essentially adds the ability to create towns as well as cities in Civilization 6. It's pretty expansive. I don't know if it's balanced at all, but it should be very fun. Let me show you. We'll explain the rules as they come up, but essentially there is a city capacity. That city capacity starts at 4 in the ancient era and grows as the game goes on. You can, however, settle as many towns as you want. Towns give you some gold per turn. They can be gifted to city-states if you want envoys, or kept yourself, and they can be later specialized. Sound very familiar? Yep, there's some very Civ 7 sounding mechanics here. However, settlers start really cheap, but they get very expensive. To make up for this, towns can also be created if you are theocracy by using religious units, or after the medieval era, skirmishers and rangers can also settle them. I have no idea about the nuances of this game mode. All I know is that we're going to go balanced start position, we're going to keep this mode on and no other modes, and we're just going to jump straight in. Remember, if you want to know all of the mods that I'm using in my games, or you want any of the save files, come along to Discord. Everything is either saved or listed there. Now, it's worth also bearing in mind that because I'm playing Philipi and Spain, I get a little bit of extra city capacity later in the game. Don't worry about this too much. The other thing you need to remember is that cities effectively are exactly the same as usual. All this game mode adds is towns. Towns is the strange thing. It's enough explaining for now though. Here's the start. Let's jump in. Turn 1. And you know what I really have noticed is fresh water on this tile. It's not. Okay, so if we're going to get fresh water, we're going to have to settle either on this tile or one of these two. There are some snuffly trufflies nearby. Otherwise, we are a bit bereft of resources. However, we do seem to have spawned next to Vesuvius, giving us the astrology boost. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, fine. Good to know. Again, no fresh water in that area, but Vesuvius does make for some interesting yields. Not sure I want to put my capital next to it, but it is slightly tempting. There's a lot of mountains. That would make for some decent campuses. In fact, there's actually a triple mountain down to my right, but I'm going to stick by this fresh water and settle in place there. So far, so normal. We have one population. We're working the trufflies. We've got a little bit of gold per turn. All is well with the world. Speaking of all being well in the world, a quick thank you to all the wonderful channel supporters on Ko-fi and Patreon who help to support me to do what I love to do. Thank you for your support. I like to name my cities after you. I won't name all the towns today because there might be quite a few, but cities, well, cities are my absolute pleasure. Welcome the Flying Foot. This one is all yours. 8 turns until we get a population. As you can see, the first settler is incredibly cheap, but they get expensive quickly. In order to find more of the map, let's make a scout. Remember, we are still playing Spain. Spain is all about being able to drift between 2 continents in order to get 9 gold, 6 faith, and free production on your trade routes, as well as getting extra builders when you found cities. Now, I'm assuming that is not going to be when I found a town. Towns don't technically count as cities. You'll see the mechanics work in a second, but it's worth bearing that in mind. I need to unlock town specializations as we go through the game. For instance, I can unlock the specialized agricultural town at irrigation. I can unlock fishing towns at celestial navigation, trade towns at currency, technological towns at mathematics. There's a bunch of stuff going on. For now, I would like a religion. Let's open astrology, and then I think I'm going to focus on going towards trade towns as soon as I can, because these things are very strong. As I say, this playthrough is about having fun with some really cool mechanics. I can't tell you if this game mode is balanced. From my brief look at it, I'm not sure it is, but that's not a problem in this instance. This is a really good city-state. Antananarivo gives you up to 30% culture if you earn enough great people. Huge spike of culture. That is going to be very nice indeed. There's foreign trade, which means we've found the continent's split, and it's down in this direction, past Vesuvius. That's very good to know. All right, I might settle a town in that direction and then look to settle another one in that way. Again, worth bearing in mind, when I make towns, I can't send trade routes to and from them, but what I can do is upgrade my towns into cities later. However, we have a little bit of a problem. That lake and the mountains create an innavigable pass, so I can't actually get to the continent that way. Fine, we'll send a scout down and round and see if we can get around it. This is an unfortunate start geographically. It looks like Vesuvius is going to start blowing up as well, so maybe settling in this sort of area wasn't a very good idea. All right, there's the scout. Let's get that first settler out really, really quickly. I'll try and move my warrior past the city-state before they close the borders. It looks like I'm going to be able to squeeze through. Godkling, discipline, usual start here. And foreign trade. Might as well unlock traders. It is what Spain does after all. I'm not sure if traders, or towns I should say, can pick up luxuries, but I'm kind of tempted to test that and to put a town right on that tile. Towns don't have housing in the same way as cities do, so for now this wouldn't be a bad move. Equally, I could just pop it down on the coast in this direction. There's a very good campus that can be plopped on that tile. Let me just save that nice +3. Well, either way, we need to move on to that tile. Put some turns into my second scout. We do lose the population making the settler. You can see things are a bit different because the settler has a charge rather than just wandering around like normal. As I say, mechanics will all be explained as we go. Trying to keep away a little bit from Vesuvius here. Do I believe that it will go off? Probably will. Oh, I could settle round onto this lake and get access to the amber. I might, yeah, let's put my first town in this direction. We'll use it to explore. If I can find the continent, that's all really good, but there's no point just shoving it over there for now. Not yet, anyway. Now to beeline currency through pottery. Indonesia, we have a close neighbor. Okay, visit the nearby city. Why don't you? She likes me. -7. Oh, good, good, good. I won't bother sending a delegation. Bob camp. Oh, it's a good thing I didn't move my settler in that direction. That would have spawned right on me. Actually, yeah, look, the town has got the option of having two things. I'm going to settle on this tile just to keep a couple of these settlement locations open. They have the same 4-tile restriction that regular cities do. Ah, you're denouncing me straight away, are you? That's really good to know. Oh, yeah, there you are. You're settled right next to me. And Gaul is here. Wow, I really don't have much space. That is staggering. I feel like this was my space and I can't get over it. Never mind. I'll send this scout down and use my scouts to kind of block the passes. But my first town. Now, as you put a town down, you'll notice a few things about it. Firstly, it starts as a generic town without a specialization. Then you can choose the name. Havana will do fine. It has 0 population. It has 0 borders, but that population will start to increase as it claims its borders. If you've ever played Beyond Earth, it's not at a similar mechanism to this. My current city number is 1. I can have up to 5. I can't convert it to a city yet because it's not developed. You have to wait a few turns. And later in the game, depending on my government choice, we can get some really cool things depending on how many towns we've got. So for instance, autocracy gives us +1 city capacity. Classical Republic gives 2 great person points, depending on the type of specialized town. We already know that theocracy can give build charges to civilian religious units, but as we get down into the tier 3, they start getting very good. Military units receive 1 combat strength each town. Farms and mines provide 2 production for each town, 1 trade route capacity for each town. Yeah, this is going to get quite powerful. Some of the specializations are really good as well. 15% growth rate in all cities. I don't know if that stacks. I think it does. Trade town. 10 gold per era per turn. 10 in the ancient era, 20 in the classical, etc, etc. Yeah, this is very powerful. And it's worth pointing out as well, towns provide 10 gold per turn always. So I'm already starting to get a little bit of gold per turn now. The AI, by the way, is going to be playing usually. They do have a city capacity, just like I do, but they're otherwise going to be playing the normal game. I imagine trying to, you know, mod this in would be nigh on impossible. So I understand that. That's fine. I would love to put my holy site next to Vesuvius, but I don't have mining and I can't get rid of that stone for some time. So I'm going to have to settle for the +2 at the moment. But let's get that through. I've got a little bit of gold per turn coming in, so I'm going to save this now and we're going to pick up a couple of warriors and just guard the border to the south. Here we go. Do you see this? The borders are now expanding slowly. Keep expanding for me. Urban planning only gives production to cities, not towns. So it's even worse than it normally is. So we'll keep this for now. And I have trade routes. Nothing that crosses the border just yet, which is a shame, but we'll hold on. Wow, there is not much space here at all. cool. Mega Colossal Eruption, the yields begin. And as you can see, Indonesia is just keeping a casual warrior there. I'm going to have to spend some of this early game gold, aren't I? I can just see this happening already. Are you just going to wait there, are you? In my land? Oh, no worries. I don't mind that. It's not annoying. It's not annoying at all, right? Writing. Seems like a lot of fun things in this mod are buried behind eras and technology. So we're going to get that as fast as we can. Okay, the settler's going to be moving over here. I wonder if the AI is going to get a bit confused because the game is saying that they can settle, but you can't within a certain amount of the towns. Or maybe they can. Maybe they're just going to settle right there. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see how the game is coded. No, it's figured it out eventually. Sort of begrudgingly did it, I think. She likes the fact that I'm avoiding the smaller shores. Okay, I guess that's a good thing. Prefer it if you just went away though. Can you just leave me be? Retreat? Go away? Undenounce me? All of these are really good options and I approve of them all. I'm just going to switch this around a touch. We're going to get rid of God King and Discipline, and we're going to go to get the 1 production, and I'm going to get double experience on my scouts because we're going to get them into fighting in a second. Let's go for Holy Site Prayers and rush that religion. Oh, look. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? A surprise war. Nothing very surprising about this war, but fine. Okay, we almost have enough gold to get myself another warrior. Just as a reminder, you can't buy things in towns. This does not count as a city center. This is its sort of own thing. Let's move you forward, and I'm going to take 1 turn of slightly weaker damage to bring in a slinger, and then I'll shuffle the unit back next turn. I do apologize for this hideous red on red imagery we've got going on here, but it's just, it is what it is. Oh, I can't fire over the top. Oh, the slinger has no visibility. That is frustrating. Okay, that turned into a total waste of time. Nazca over here is already declared war on me as well. Wow, this is a terrible start. Like I know I'm complaining, but this is a dreadful start. So the scout took 2 hits there, but then immediately died, which is unfortunate. Never mind. What pantheon shall we get? I'm tempted to divine spark this to get my religion a little bit quicker. Fishing boat production wouldn't be a bad idea. Breathtaking appeal, I think, is something we could fabricate a little bit later. Rainforest adjacency? We got 2 rainforest adjacency for the holy site, but I'm going to chop rainforest down most probably. Reeds and marshes, not much of that yet. I'm going divine spark. Let's keep it simple. Let's get that religion as fast as possible. We really need it. Okay, look, do you see that? The scout attacked directly. Havana does not count as a defendable tile. That is well worth remembering because if we try and use that like a regular city center, we are going to be disappointed very quickly. Now sailing, we have a huge amount of luxuries. I would like to obtain all of them, please. Okay, yeah, we're doing some decent damage here, but so am I. Oh, bit of damage there. Never mind, back in and heal. There was literally nothing to the north, by the way. This was useless territory. My warrior is just stuck there. A scout, though, is holding the line nicely. Don't let them through. Choral music was already taken by Indonesia, by the way, which is always slightly concerning, but we've got the holy site prayers going. We're moving as fast as we can. Mayans, honored to meet you. Love to sample your hospitality. Yeah, good to know that I'm just doing awfully here. Look at that, 21-38, the 2 yields there. Ouch. Oh, and Beamer has been settled right up in my face. That's great to see. Isn't that lovely to see? Oh, dear. They're going to hit into a golden age. It looks like, oh, yeah, they're probably going to go golden as well. So loyalty will be a absolute pain. Never mind. There's another settler. We're going to move over in this direction. The barbs might cause us a bit of problem, but we'll do what we can. So I could turn Havana into a city. You can do this for 3, but I would lose the 10 gold per turn, which I'm kind of using a little bit more than any yield that the city gives me here. This slinger, by the way, has been useless. The slinger can't even shoot over and attack that. Oh no, because it's got 1 range. I've been playing Civ 7 too long. I've genuinely thought to this point that Slinger had multiple range, but of course it doesn't. Ignore me. I don't know what I'm talking about. I really don't know what I'm talking about. That's what happens when you play too much Civ 7. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't stop it being an absolutely useless purchase. Indonesia doesn't want peace, by the way. I think we're locked into an eternal war here now. That settler's not getting through that way. Fine. Battle cry warrior. More city-states attacking me. Oh no, Nazca. I think someone was fighting for Nazca there. Oh, that scout's not going to survive, but Equally, neither will the slinger. I think the scout is actually better to defend in Havana, though. I'd rather have the slinger die. Seems harsh, I know, but it is what it is. Goodbye, Mr. Slinger. Oh, there we go, the religion, though. At least we have a religion. That's great. In fact, that is great, because we should avoid the Dark Age going to a normal age with this religion. Fantastic. Well, what religion are we going to choose? What's still available? Feed the World is available. Oh, well, I mean, I might just go Feed the World. It's been so long. I haven't had this in ages. That's good. I could go Defender of the Faith, or I could go Crusade, and we could make Indonesia pay later. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Go offensive. It can never go wrong, ever. How many turns? 5 turns to get 1 era score. How hard could it be? Come on, Mr. Scout, hold the line, hold the line. Yep, that's really good, and it's healing well. I tell you what, these towns make very good defensive points. I don't know what the defensive stats are for them, but they are quite good in that way. Just fortify, hold the line. Or my town actually converted to my religion as well. I think it's because it's connected to that city. Well, I'm not complaining. Don't need holy site prayers anymore. Get the shrine in. Or I could start building an army to push back. I think we're going to start building a galley army. Let's do that, which means we want to go foreign trade and change my government around a bit. Yep, maritime industries. Here we go. Let's build the galleys and create carnage. If I can avoid going into a normal age, that could be really good, because then I could go for a dark age and we could get loads of science per turn. It's risky, but it is quite tempting. Does that scout have the movement to take my settler? Oh, I don't think it does. However, even though we've got 1 more turn, I'm just not willing to risk it. I keep going backwards and forwards on this now. I'm not risking it. I'm sorry. We're building the town, Valencia. It's done. I've got another 10 gold per turn coming in. Here we go. The Dark Age didn't give me any era score because it's not a city triggering the timeline. Towns don't do that, which is really good to know. But now you can see we've gone from 27 gold per turn to 47 gold per turn, because towns are now worth 20 gold per turn because it's 10 per era. That is a significant advantage for me. Why is Bimmer getting walls already? That's not on. Oh, don't do that. Fine. But yeah, here we go. We're in the Dark Age. Loyalty will be a problem. Exodus, just spread my religion every time. That'll be really good for me. The loyalty is just about fine. Towns don't have loyalty. So with my first governor, I think I'm just going for Pingala. Let's get that science and culture from somewhere. You can actually see we've got our first specialism now. It costs 60 gold, but I could make it administration town. That would be 3 loyalty per turn in all cities. However, I don't think that's worth it. We're going to save for something a little bit better, like a trade town, which would up it by another 20 gold per turn. Here comes the warrior rush, but the galleys can now threaten, which is what we're going to do. How much to buy one? 260? Yeah, 260. So we can do that in 2 turns time. Big hit. Yeah, we can take this. That would be a huge problem for Indonesia. In fact, we might actually be able to get peace soon. We start threatening this enough. Also, don't forget, I'm now getting +5 combat strength because I have a different religion, which is quite a nice advantage, especially on my galley. Yeah, big advantage that. Shrine, 280 gold, but 3 food and 2 housing. Our religion is actually doing something now, and we can buy missionaries to spread crusade, which is just fun. Gaul is just leaving troops there. Friendship? Okay, good. I was gonna say, if you attack me as well, I won't be happy. Indonesia is one thing, but Gaul is so much stronger. You've left the settlement open, and that's just not a good thing. Excellent. Bima is mine. Now, I believe this counts as a city. Yeah, so this isn't a town. This is a city. It's just captured, which is one more reason why war in this particular mode is extra important. Anyway, Kapiyobi, the tropical downpour. Holy site? I think the holy site is the thing that's needed. So, do we jump in there? We don't have mining yet, do we, to get the campus? Maybe that's the best play. Do I also want the aqueduct? You know what? I think I've just got to keep this stuff in mind. Let's get the aqueduct there. I will spend a little bit of gold on this. There'll be a good campus somewhere in my capital. We'll figure that out in a second. This guy is taking 18 damage and healing 15. So, just soak up that experience. Meanwhile, my galleys are going to go south and just see what's down here. We might be able to force a peace deal. If I pay 24 gold per turn, I can have one. It doesn't sound like a very good deal to me. I'll be honest with you. I'm not impressed by that deal. There's early empire. I don't have this slot yet, but let's go for double experience on recon because that scout is genuinely leveling up ridiculously fast now. Political philosophy, and Pingala has connoisseur. 3.9 culture goes to 8.5. Wow, we genuinely have had such a suppressed start based on the pure idea that we were attacked so early, but actually Tubban would be a good take as well. Ooh, we just gonna end up stealing a bunch of stuff? I think we might. great, and that's not a bad thing. I mean, the Dark Age isn't helping matters, but once you ignore that, it's all going good. So 6 experience every time I get hit by the slinger. Yeah, you're going to level up really fast. Kumasi, great city-state, love it. Is this all the same continent still? It is. Don't love that. Never mind, we'll just keep attacking. Yeah, if the walls don't get put up, we should take that. Oh no, the warrior can embark. That's not good. I don't like that. That means the scout might die. Ah, that was a miscalculation. Maybe we can do something with a peace deal here, because Tuban has been taken. There is no way we'll keep that on loyalty, but maybe we can drag out peace here if I cede that settlement. Yes, and I can take some gold for reparations on top of that. There you go, peace deal. I'll give back Tuban, which I can't keep because the loyalty is awful. I can take 12 gold per turn, 137 up front, and 20 Diplo favor. There we go. And we can actually keep this scout alive at the same time. So that's a big win all in. We punched our way through that. That's cool. I'm happy with that. I'm very happy with that. Right. We need libraries. We need campuses. That's the sort of thing we could really use with, but I'm just thinking that's the only place for an aqueduct. Let's mark that down so I don't forget. Government Plaza wants to go there, which I'll chop out. That means that my campus can go there, which would be a +4 if I keep the rainforest around, which is unlikely. Means that Havana could, in theory, put a campus there or a holy site there. It's a squished format, but that sort of works. Okay, let's do that. Yeah, as much as I love the gold, and I do really like the gold, we're going to convert Havana into a city so I can get all of these luxuries in and build everything that I want. So convert to city. You can see we can have up to 9 in this age. That will put some more loyalty pressure in this area, which is great. Get the builder going. And monument. Yeah, let's try and get that going. Improvements. Celestial navigation is boosted. We can sell my luxury to Indonesia. Fine. If you're going to buy from me, that's okay. Keep the build queue open. Then do the chopping. Then pop it back down. Saves all of the production. Gran Colombia. Hello, Simon. I don't know where you are, but you're probably doing better than I am. I'll be honest with you. Valencia. Okay, 20 gold per turn is good, but I'm going to convert you as well. 4 cities. We'll make some more towns in a bit. Mod Greener, here you are. I think 4 is a good number to start with. +4 campus there. +3, but that's going to get destroyed all the time. Let's try that. Bengala has researcher. Huge boost in science, and I'm very grateful for it. I'm going to denounce Indonesia. Just make it so that if I want to attack later, I can. Oh, they're using their missionary to spread religion to me. Don't do that. It's very annoying. Right. Classical Republic, Autocracy, Oligarchy. Let's just double check what those town benefits were. Oh, I can't because I've just upgraded my last town. I believe it was something where one of them got an extra city capacity, one of them got more great people, and one of them had production on towns, something like that. Okay, let's not worry about that for now. Let's just stick the Classical Republic to get the yields that I need, and then we'll switch to the war government later. Now, there's monasticism, huge science boost. Urban planning remains brilliant. Diplomatic League is useful. We'll go from gold for trade routes because that's something that will go in 1 turn. Okay, I can spread this. Counter spreads gives me some era score. Beautiful. This is cheeky. I'm going to buy the barb camp. There's loads of galleys there, but I think I can hold this. Fishing boats, some pearls. Everyone's becoming happy. Let's try and get Kumasi on side. Trade routes to city-states could be something I would love to do. Yep, they're attacking me. You're not going to get through. Here's a nice trade route. Look at this road that gets put through past Havana towards Indonesia. Yields aren't as good as a trade route to my own city, but when I declare war, I can recycle this route. Gives me a currency boost. Lets me move on with my life. Mitla, another city-state. Good to meet you. Speaking of, Curtin. Yep, more era score, please. Thank you. You want to buy my luxury? You're very welcome. Have yourself some religion. Another spare luxury. 14 gold per turn for that one. Oh, that's the sort of deal I enjoy. All these missionaries running around. What I'm going to do is declare a formal war in 1 turn. I've got my scout. I've got my warriors. I've got a lot of units just scattered around. We're going to start an inquisition. That's what Spain does very well. Except this isn't with religious units. This is just beating people up. The other sort of inquisition. So where they go? Yeah, they're just going to move on to tiles. I think I can get to those tiles. Ship building. Make friends. Make enemies. Yes. So this will condemn a heretic, and this should reduce the amount of religion in my cities substantially, which lets my religion breathe. Now we'll finish currency, and I'm going to buy myself a quadrireme so I can nip this wall down. Oh, it's a lot of population lost. All of it from Mod Greener, never mind. It made the yields really good, so it's it's worth it. Right, here you go. Do you see this? Now I can reset the trade route. I estimate that Kamasi will soon be under my control. So we're going to get some trade routes to city-states just for the culture. That's another missionary court. And my religion spread. That's a trade route court as well. Ooh, delicious. What do we do next? Bronze working. See if we've got any iron. You would have thought you would have put proper walls up since our last battle, but you haven't. The aforementioned trade route to Kamasi. 17 gold per turn. Delightful amount of gold per turn. Now we're going to go and explore this other continent and see if we can get tons of towns out. I mean, to be honest, we can get towns out in multiple places. The settlers are still fairly cheap, aren't they? They are fairly cheap. They're going to get very expensive very quickly. And they do take population off. Remember that. I'll wait until Mod Greener gets its population back. Having a city with 2 pop is a really, really good city to make settlers from. Advantage being that population respawns way quicker than, say, a population number 6. You need a lot less food. Do we think we're going to be able to hold Tuban? No, it's very, very unlikely whether this has a holy site. So I'm going to raise it and just reduce the strength of Indonesia. If we can settle over that ourselves, we will. I moved 1 step too far. I keep forgetting that cities have a ranged attack. I'm not playing Civ 7 anymore. Okay, yeah. 1 boat's not going to be able to deal with that by itself. I'm going to need swordsmen. But swordsmen are just around the corner. Bronze working. Did I get any iron? There's horses under that holy site. There's horses under that holy site. Okay, we've got loads of horses, but no iron. Is there iron on the market? Yes, it's very expensive, but there is. Okay, bronze working is worth it then, as is masonry. Settler. Remember, towns are worth 20 gold per turn. I want as many of them as I can get. Kabul, a big old desert here. I think, yeah, towns work really, really well if you wouldn't put a city there because the land is rubbish. I see no problem in having like a low quality town. Ah, Portugal. I famously get on with you. Where are you? Over there. Okay. We need to do more settling. At the moment, I don't think we've really seen the full power of towns. Shrine was pillaged. Oh no. Oh, I didn't even see that scout. That's so cheeky. Right, I'm going to use the builder to trick it into moving into that tile, but I can't believe you just pillaged that. So rude. So rude. Can anyone trade with Kabul? No. This would be an amazing trade route because it's a city-state and it's on a different continent, but I need somewhere to trade through. So we will have to build 1 city on this continent. Maybe I'll pop it down there. Somewhere on the coast. Somewhere I can send trade routes for it. It didn't take the bait. It just broke my holy site even more. Cheeky. Look, go away. I'll fix it, but this is wasted production, as you well know. 1 and 2, and Kamasi is mine, which means my trade route is now getting me culture and more gold. And let's get a town down. Murcia? Can I make it straight into a cool town? Okay, so if I go trade town, this would be worth 20 extra gold per turn. A religious town, 20 extra faith per turn. And a cultural town is 10 extra culture. Wow, some of these are really good. I'm already going to get some gold. Let's go for a religious town. That way I can get more missionaries quickly. Let's go for a religious town and bam. I like the fact the generic town just says no. Okay, so I'm not actually getting gold. I didn't get any gold. No, I am. Plus 20 from other. Okay, yes, it still gives me the gold, but it's also now giving me 20 faith per turn. That's amazing. Oh, sweet. We need as many of these as we can get. First, unlock masonry. Swordsman 1 and swordsman 2. Oh no, you hit me. What a shame. Oh wait, I can just kill you. Ha! Flying foot. It's looking good. We'll get the temple up. We'll buy a missionary to send to the front line. If I can convert as we go, we'll get a lot of era score. But another settler. Don't mind if I do. Also remember that if we spend a little bit of gold, we can always change the style of town. So later on, if we're like, okay, we need more culture, I can just pivot to that, which is very handy. Battering ram. No reason for that. Don't worry about it. I would never use a battering ram unnecessarily. 3 era score. Campus. Complete in mod greener. Good chunk of science map. Just need 1 more era score in 6 turns. Surely I could do that. It's got to be possible, right? I'll tell you what I am going to do. Medieval era onwards, skirmishers can make towns and they could be cheaper than settlers. So I'm going to head along the bottom of the tree now. If I can convert this settlement, then I'll get the era score. Could be difficult, but could also be worth it. Levying Kamasi would do the same thing for me. I realized we never actually renamed Havana. Onion Possum, welcome. What a lovely settlement this is. Another town. I'm going to make this one into a trade town so I can have another 40 gold per turn. Vigo. Gold per turn is good. I was like, which settlement has the most production? And then I realized none of them do. None of them have production at all. Never mind. Magnus, in you go. We need somewhere to make settlers from, and you will do nicely. Oh, I was going to show you what governments did, by the way. So currently, Classical Republic means tech, culture, trade, and fishing towns provide 2 grades. great people points. So I'm actually making 2 merchant points at the moment, which is pretty good actually. 1 city capacity for autocracy. This isn't going to be particularly good, but let's change to oligarchy so that I'm going to have to remove monasticism briefly, put in Twilight Valor for another +5 on combat on my swordsmen. They get another +4 from the oligarchy itself. We'll go for natural philosophy, conscription, maritime industry. Yeah, let's do that. Now my swordsmen are significantly more powerful. If I can get the religion over as well, that would help hugely. Oligarchy is towns with an established governor receive 10% production from each town. So actually, Flying Foot should get 20%. Yeah, it does, because I have 2 towns. Okay, that's actually pretty good government. Oh, they're not giving up the religion on this settlement very easily, which is a shame, but don't worry, there's always more options. Oh, there's the era score. Levy. Okay, Kamasi's just given me their swordsman. Now we've got more swordsmen. Now we have the era score. We're going to go for Heroic Age next. Amazing. And there's Ngarazagamu. Amazing city-state, that one. Gilgamesh. We would have, actually, Gilgamesh would have come and given us the last era score anyway. So that was all unnecessary. Never mind. Yeah, okay, this religion's not being spread. Let's retreat briefly. Heal up. I did lose one of my swordsmen. Not ideal. I have all of these swordsmen and they can all attack in a second. We're not going to let this one go. We're going to take all of these cities whilst we make all of our towns. Speaking of, scout. We're going to scout rush. Let's get as many of these as we can, with the idea being that once we hit the medieval age, which is very soon, I can make as many towns as I want. That's the theory. I don't know if it'll work, but I like to think it'll work. Golden Age. Yay. Basically, what don't we want? I'd like to be able to spread religion better. If you've got Crusade, this one's really good. That's where all of my faith is going, so I don't want to worry about monumentality, so we're going to go for Pembrush and Voice and Free Inquiry. I'm not going to need settlers. Settlers, not needed at all. Let's just see the loyalty. Yep, loyalty's looking a lot better now, and as you can see, we've now got 30 gold per turn from each of my 2 towns. That's a good improvement. Oh, so some of these towns have requirements. Okay, religious town must be adjacent to mountains. That's why this one can be a religious town, and Vigo can't. Gotcha. Good to know. Good to know. Oh, yeah. Melly. Let me have Melly, please. I just lost my Dark Age policy. Yay! It worked. Zanzibar, brilliant city-state to have. We'll keep an eye on that one. We don't like military emergencies. People will probably sign up to this one. Yeah, Portugal and Boulevard. Boo! I'll just see if anyone else wants to join in with any of these wars. We'll just create a bit of a world war through my own aggression. You know, I realize I actually didn't friend Gilgamesh on the first turn. I totally forgot to do that. That there is a sign that it's been a little while since I played this game. Rusty. Go down to monarchy so that my missionaries can make towns as well. That would be very handy. And Magnus. Provision. I don't know if this is going to be needed, but I'm saving you just in case. I don't actually know. So close to machinery now. Battering rams in. We have all of our levied units ready to just slaughter this settlement. All the while we could just stop these catapults from being able to get in. This is a fantastic counter assault. Even the galleys I bought earlier are coming in very handy and stopping Gran Colombia's troops from getting in, which is great. Next turn, just spending one more turn healing, promoting, pillaging. Oh, someone stole my general literally the last turn and it's just flipped over to classical. Fine. I was going to see if I could get a general in this war. It's not going to happen. Fine. Missionaries it is. There's a lot of charges, a lot of opportunities to get Crusade, and bam, Palambang is mine. Welcome, Zuf. Going to give my troops just one single turn just to consolidate, and then actually no, that's a lie. We're going straight for the next one. We're still annoyed at the presence of Indonesia having attacked me. I haven't forgiven them yet. Machinery. We've saved up a bunch of golds. Now skirmishers should be able to put down towns, which they can. I don't know how many charges they'll have for it. I assume just the one, but let's find out. Builds 1. Okay, yeah, I think each one can do a single town. Luckily, I've saved up quite a few. Let's get all of these out now. All right, these walls have got to come down now. They're against regulation. And by regulation, I mean you can't fight against me. You just have to accept that I am going to win. At all times, please. Thank you. Mathematics gives technological towns. I'll be worth 15 science per town at the moment. The numbers seem really big, but to be honest with you, considering you have them instead of cities, at the moment, I don't think they're crazy overpowered. It's just quite a nice way of being able to optimize your economy in some direction. Like I could make all of my towns into gold and get loads of gold for a few turns and then move them into faith or culture and just sort of shoot around. It's fun. I just don't think I've got enough of them yet, but I think the game is supposed to restrict you, so you can't really do many in the early game. It's a deliberate ploy. Mathematics. Civil service. Oh, man-at-arms have come in at the last minute. Gran Colombia probably are attempting to save the day. You know what? The annoying thing is they may just do that. I've run out of steam. I haven't really made any more units. I've just been using Kamasis. So I just realized the skirmishers have to be on a different continent in order to make the settlement. So the ones I'm sending over here, not gonna work. You have to move in the other direction. So everyone back this way. None of you are gonna work. However, this one shows off the fact that I can build towns with skirmishers. Even better, I can immediately put them into action. 15% growth rate in all cities, 3 loyalty in all cities, 8% production of military units in all cities, 30 gold, 15 science, 30 faith, 15 culture, 1 amenity in all cities. Some really, really fun choices, actually. What do I do? What will actually help my game? It's almost turn 100. I haven't got 100 of any yield apart from gold. Maybe we push in science until we unlock the mission and the conquistador. I think that's what we're gonna do. Technological town time. We're gonna get that. Oh, it's called Vigo, annoyingly. Oh, just make sure that the names aren't the same as something else. Don't worry, we've got 2 Vigos. That's not a problem. As you can see, there's the 15 science. You know what? Technological town. I'm changing both of my other ones. Let's just tech up for a bit. 86 science per turn. Okay, it's not gonna win me the game, that, but it will get me the good technologies as quickly as possible. It'll help me get through to the mission. And it'll help me to push through to the techs that I need. And finally, a very special shout out goes to Glorious Petra, Clibben Ferdas, Poppy Dude, Matthew Wilkinson, Paul Coffey, Portland, The Nickerman, Toon General, Kappa Yobby Virani, The Uncivil Engineer, Radiatore, Dayboy91, Mushkin Mandeltort, Pete, Scott Stratton, Major King Kong, Skeptical Bear, Cinnamon Beard, Private Selection, Genoa Salami, Callum Billy, Garrett Gowan, El Truant, Creston, RB Hedged, Burial, I'm Daft, Gooberman, Dr. Bobby, Mixomatosis, NTG Golfman, Indigenous 68, Teddy Zursa, Barnaby Rex, Charlie Bears, Nate the Great, Alex Frost, Mean Penguin, Interplanet Janet, Frankincense Battlezord, Bukaluke 79, Geography Teacher, Juvara, Morax, Sinikush, Echo Bear, Deja Vu, Kovawoo, Legally Trash, Sorted Dutch, Rad Bickley, Shadow of Gaia, Flower Power Bear, Dan Jamo, Bob Tway, Abstract Fun, Slither Alley, JB Genius, Arctic Fox. Thank you everyone for your support. Goodbye!